So at Quilt, we're on a mission to really try and accelerate scientific innovation by helping teams work together. And let's see if I can get the slide here. It'll take a little while to render. How many of you spend your time mostly working with software? Just out of curiosity. Okay. How many of you spend most of your time working with hardware or like physical instruments or wet biology? One brave soul in the back, thank you. How many of you spend your time actually working with people? Very reluctant hands going up, I noticed. So I've been in the technology world for a long time. I was at Apple for 17 years running open source. I was a physicist before that. Like most physicists, I spend my time writing cables for biologists now. And one thing that I've discovered is human problems are the hardest and the most interesting. And if you can actually understand those, the science, the impact, and the funding becomes much easier. So at Quilt, we sit at the intersection between all these massively complex data systems and the businesses and the people that you need in order to, one, get your job done, and B, have a meaningful, fulfilling life on occasion. And so what we do is we build a series of tools that help you get this amazing data that you're building with your Nextflow pipelines and other places into the rest of your organization and your outside consumers so you can help them see what you are doing and be part of collaborating with you on those new things. So the main product that we sell is a thing called the Quilt Catalog, which is a way to act as a sort of front door for Amazon S3. And the reason it's interesting in this context is we have a wonderful tool that we introduced last year called nf-quilt. So if you run a Nextflow pipeline, a lot of new people here, it's amazing what you can get. And then you run the pipeline, and then you get a line on a page, which is nice, but not terribly exciting. It's not the sort of thing you can show to your mother or even to your colleagues. And so what we've done is we've created this plugin last year, and we just released it a month ago as a pure Java solution, directly native inside of Nextflow, where all you have to do is there's one little command where you've been doing a S3 URI. Currently, we only run on Amazon. We're looking at adding back-end support for other systems. And you give it a Quilt plus URI with this idea of a package. And a package is a flexible, interoperable data container that is sort of a way to freeze dry all of your work with its metadata, its lineage, its provenance, with checksums, so you know exactly this data is available anywhere you take it throughout your ecosystem. And what we can do with that is we actually will go ahead and turn that into a data product so that when you generate your run, it doesn't just grab all the data, it puts it in a folder, it puts it in a package, it adds a checksum with timestamps and versioning, so you know every set of data exactly when it was created and that it hasn't been changed, nobody overwrote it in the box file. And then we pull all the metadata from Nextflow into the pipelines and into the package. And so you can see exactly every parameter that was set when you created the package, the command line, timestamps, et cetera. And we do this beautiful auto packaging. So we will go through and find your markdown files, your text files, PDFs. We can render PowerPoints like I showed in the first slide. And most importantly for a lot of us, the multi-QC file. So directly from the day that you get, the moment you finish your run, it writes it out automatically with all of this visualization baked in, and it gives you a URL that you can share within your organization. And this is all available for free as part of the Nextflow platform. You just do one additional configuration step to add the nf-quilt plugin. And from there, it just works. And we're looking at creating some templates and other forms to make that even easier going down the road. One of the really nice things about this URL feature is that it works with any system. So we have a packager that we released a couple months ago called the Benchling Auto Packager. How many people here use Benchling or some similar limbs in your organization? And one of the things that we found is that Benchling is really great for the scientist who's facing there and talking to the machine, but when they have a lot of data or they need to work with the rest of the organization, it gets quite challenging. So we created an auto packager. I can maybe do a quick demo here. I know that's a little dangerous in real time, but may as well. See what we can pull off here. You have to choose a schema. So we have this idea of a quiltable schema with different properties. But when we set that up there, it creates a entry, and then we use the event-based system, very similar to what they were talking about with Kafka. We use the event bus there. We should see if we can work with some of the stuff that they're doing there for dynamic event-based integrations. And it goes ahead and creates a Quilt package and then sets the information back to actually, I think I may have chosen, yeah, there it is. And so you can see here, right from the day one, you get the Quilt package linked directly to the Benchling notebook. And one thing that I wasn't quite able to finish before the talk today was a version to do the same thing with Nextflow pipeline. So when Nextflow pipeline runs, it'll also grab the URL and push that into the Benchling package. So the idea is that you can have your scientists, your administrators, or your auditors, or your customers with appropriate permissions. We take care of all the SSO and integration with your Okta or your Active Directory, so that only people who are supposed to are able to go through the website and see the documentation, but it's all there. Anyway, I think I got about 3 minutes left, so I have one last thing to show you. So we have this web application, which we've been using for a long time. We have a command line tool that you can use with your scripts. We have a Python API that you can use from your Jupyter notebooks or for your automation workflows. But one of the things we've always been challenging with is that some people, who are, especially a lot of our wet scientists, use very complicated desktop applications like Excel in order to be able to read and write their data. And then it becomes this data sink where data leaves the cloud, leaves the ecosystem, and goes away, and you never see it again. And so we've been trying to solve that, and I won't claim that we've solved the problem completely, but we've taken some interesting first steps. And this is a new feature. This is a pre-release build. It's not available on the shipping version of Quilt yet, but it's called Open in Desktop. So we'll see if the demo gods are with me. And this is because I have the wrong bucket. But no, that is actually my fault because I hacked around something. And I think if I run this again, it'll work. Let's see if this goes. Nope. Let's try one last. That's right, because I didn't click the application. That's what's messing it up. Let's try it one more time. Nope, all right, third time's the fail. So apologize for that. See me, I'm sure once the demo is finished and I go off the stage, it'll work perfectly. We'll have to show you later, but the goal is to make it as easy as possible to take all the hard work you're doing, both as individuals, as teams, as organizations, and as an ecosystem, and provide the tools and the visualizations and the authentication and the security and frankly the joy, so that the data that you're doing will not just be doing technical work to solve technical problems, but be doing human work to solve human problems, saving lives, improving ecosystems, and really building the kind of innovation that all of us got into this business to start with. So thank you very much, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you so much. The demo gods were almost with you. I see a lot of people typing in there. Anybody has specific questions?
They're probably making dinner plans, but.
I'll give it one more minute. Anyone? All right, maybe they'll catch you afterwards. But thank you so much. Let's give it up again.
All right, thank you.